guys, hope you're doing good. DJF, thank God it's Friday, so it's time for the weekly update. Yeah, what a week. As you might be aware from the last video, I was caught in a bicycle and the market turned downwards. I was fighting hard in the last week. I told you that I'm fighting back, and it happens 3 times I was in margin call. The margin call is the area where you're running out of margin. This means that you cannot add more positions, and if the market is going more against you, your broker will automatically close positions. So I had this 3 times this week. I will send you in some footage here which I made, I think, on Tuesday. So I tried to hedge me out a little bit, always opening up hedges, tried also to use some of the winnings for closing losing positions. I was able to bring down my positions on the long side, or from the buy side, to 2, but those have been the biggest orders. And then on Wednesday, this was the doomsday as announced. We had the American Central Bank making their decisions on interest rates, and what happens there? The interest rates haven't been touched, but the Fed is taking a much more hawkish approach now to the market, so they're announcing that they will give us some higher rates, and not just once, but multiple times this year. The market expected to this point that we might have 2 or 3 jumps this year, and now from the talkings of Mr. Powell, who is the leading force of the Fed, the market is more expecting 4 or 5 interest jumps this year, and first is expected in March, but it might be also coming in February. So the Fed gave the feeling it could even be that on every monthly meeting they will have now higher rates. This obviously gave a hard reaction to the markets. We could see since 1 week that the share prices went crazy downwards. The Nasdaq was losing fast, more than 10%, and after having this release, the pressure on Euro-US dollar got bigger and bigger. When we had the announcement, was at 8 o'clock my time, I was perfectly hedged, so I did a hedge order, so the account was neutral at this point. But then when the press conference started at 8:30 my time in the evening, I decided that I will try to use the coming volatility of the press conference to try to play me out of it. But the market was just falling. So at some point I went again into margin call, and then I got liquidated on one of my orders. And this was obviously not nice, but it can happen, and you don't have to be worried. I knew it before. It can happen when I trade with such a big risk. So what I did then, I closed out manually the rest of the positions, and you might wonder now, is there still an account? Because I'm here outside, I don't show you my screen. Yes, there is still an account. So currently I have roughly a little bit more than 1,050 euros on the account. What I did, I changed the starting volume of the cycles, and now my mission is to recover. So yes, I lost the battle, but I didn't lose the war, because as quoted before, I have some reserve troops behind, 5k actually. I didn't bring them to the account yet. So my plan now is to recover, and my target for 22 still remains, that I want to hit the top 10 of Forex Factory. But obviously now it's a little bit harder. Yeah, so first I have to get 3k back to be plus minus 0, and then I'm again in the winning area. But if you ask yourself, how do I feel about it? Obviously I'm not happy, but again, I was not highly surprised. I know this can happen. What I tried to achieve was to make a fast start in January, so I can take out some risk ongoing. And now I had actually two options from my understanding. First option would be to bring in the 5k, which are behind, and restart with the same settings, or, and this is the plan I'm trying at the moment, to be even more aggressive with 1k, which is the remaining on the account. If this goes wrong, I still have the 5k. So 1k, it will be close, but it's good enough to try to make a recovery. And this is actually not my plan. So mission is now recover the losses, go back to the 4k, and then attack again and try to bring it upwards. Realistically, I would consider, if everything works good, that it will take me 2 or 3 months to come back into the 4k area. And the good thing on this whole thing is that we are still early in 22, so I have a decent time to recover. Last year I had a liquidation in I think April, end of April, and I was even still able to turn it around and make a win out of the account on a yearly base. And so it's not easier now, but I'm staying optimistically, and hope you appreciate that I'm honest with you. I will share my winnings, but I won't hide my losings, because I just want to give you a real feeling of how it is to trade with a crazy robot like I do here. If you want to know if I will be able to recover and maybe go into the winning zone again, I highly appreciate your subscriptions. And yeah, I wish you a very nice weekend. All the best, and thank God it's Friday again. And obviously, cheers. See ya.